I can hear the crunching as the Houndoom devoured the last of my siblings. We were hatched only an hour ago by a trainer who had white hair and red eyes. We smiled up at her and hugged her knees for bringing us into the world, and all she did was frown. Her eyebrows squished together and her mouth became a straight line. Was she hurt? Or angry? Had we done something wrong? We peered up at her, whispering among ourselves. She began to walk away, and so we followed. She turned and said she was releasing us? We didn't know what this meant. She began to walk away again, and again we followed. She shouted at us until we cried, and we ran away. We pondered it for a while, and we understood that she didn't want us. We shook as the Houndoom's cries echoed, and we became afraid. My tiny siblings held on to each other, crying out in fear. We didn't know what to do. We were just born, and already we found ourselves at the mercy of the beasts around us. I peered about at the heads of my sisters and brothers. There were 20 of us or so. We all let out our unison cry. Now they are gone. My siblings, I don't even know who my parents are. Why did that trainer abandon us to be killed? I notice the Houndoom have become quiet, and I peek outside. They're gone, leaving only the torn remains of my siblings. I walk through the field of gore and blood, trembling. Why did she do it to us? I don't understand. Eventually, I reached a road. I was cleaned by the grass when I saw it. There was a trainer with white hair and red eyes. She had a Gardevoir by her side and a small Ralts too. But the Ralts was blue. The girl smiled to herself and spoke as she walked by. I finally got that shiny I wanted. Took long enough. I realized then that she never wanted any of us. She had only been hunting for a shiny. For one of us to be differently colored. I felt envious of my new sibling, and I looked after the Gardevoir. I realized that she must be my mother, and so I cried out and ran towards her. Instead of an embrace, I was met with a magical leaf. I felt myself fainting, knocked out by my own mother. She didn't know who I was. I cried, the tears staining the ground. I realized it was dark, and I sadly pulled myself off of the ground when I had sufficiently recovered. I wiped my eyes and looked in the direction the trainer had gone. I felt tears well again, and I fought them back. I turned the opposite way, looking back only for a moment, before walking into the darkened forest, where the Houndoom awaited me.